Hey, it's Birdman for Birdman on the Mountain, and it's time for this week's Community Shout. Hanging out here at the studio. Hello to all the viewers out there on WMI TV, and then also Show Low TV, and the podcast listeners as well. We're going to kick off today and speak with Darris. Gibbons, how are you?
I am wonderful. How are you doing?
Good. So you've got an event that people just aren't tracking on yet, I don't think. It's, we got to get their interest up.
Yeah, we got to get their attention.
Everybody's like, oh, we want to go see comedy. We want to see comedy. And then...
Right, yeah. It is getting big up here.
Yes.
And yeah, we are doing a fundraiser.
Okay.
Because we need to send our kids to school, get them educated, help them to build a good life for themselves. And so one of the ways that we're doing that is something we're calling the Spring Fling Comedy Thing.
Awesome, cool.
And it's 3 comedians. There are a few dinners left available with the full price tickets. We are doing a raffle and an auction.
Speaking of raffle, we got hanging out there in the studio.
Yeah.
We're going to show you a picture of it. That's live in our studio.
Yeah, that's live in our studio.
That looks like a Jill Tinkle mega basket.
It is. That is our sponsor, Jill Tinkle's basket. That is going to be raffled off. It was too big to bring into the studio with us, so we put it out there. And that's just one of the things that people have come forward with to donate to help us raise money.
Very cool.
We will have raffle tickets for sale at the event. And in order to get people out, even though they can't necessarily order the meal,
right?
They may not be able to if they go to the website. We are doing $20 advance ticket sales online if you just want to come for the show.
Right.
Or they will be $25 at the door.
Yeah, and these are really good comedians. I mean,
yes, yeah, really good, really clean.
Yep.
And I'm really looking forward to Isaac the Magician's show.
Right.
We got to set up our wet zone in the front there.
I'm getting out of the wet zone. I don't know that.
So yeah, it's going to be a fantastic evening, and Mike Bosley is going to serve as our MC. So I think it'll be nonstop funny and giveaways and a quick little auction at the end that people will really enjoy.
Okay, cool. So come on out. We're going to be there, and that is
April 4th.
That's Thursday. That is
today.
So get there tonight.
And yeah, tickets will be on sale online right up to showtime at 7 o'clock. And it's $80 per couple, $45 per person if you get the meal.
Get the meal, okay.
If there are any available by now. And it will be at the Lodge Sports Bar and Grill. Like I said, it starts at 7, goes till, I don't know, whenever we quit.
When it fins up, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So come out, enjoy yourselves, and help us raise money to send kids to school.
Very cool. Once again, Darris Gibbons with the Medieval.
We've changed our name.
Medieval, what's a Mahoffa thing? So Medieval.
Yes, Medieval Mayhem. Historical Arts Foundation is the organization.
There you go.
Or you can get them at azmayhem.com as well.
Awesome. Go check that out, and we'll see you there. Okay, hanging out here in the studio still, and now I've got one of my favorite organizations on the mountain is the VFW, and you got to ignore his jacket there because this is now Commander Dahl, correct?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so, and you've got with you your wife who actually happens to be part of the auxiliary, right?
She's the junior vice president of the auxiliary.
And that's Kate. So John and Kate Dahl.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service, sir.
You're welcome.
Very much appreciate that.
It's our pleasure.
And you know, he just said our pleasure. Families are really part of the veterans, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's kind of important to know, and we're going to sort of drill down on that a little bit as we started talking about some of the programs that you got going on. I want to remind everyone sort of what the programs are that you offer at the VFW, what's going on, and those kind of things. So take us through sort of some of the things that you were just talking to me about here.
Okay, first of all, the VFW here in Show Low is located at 381 North Central Avenue, which is just north of the CVS and the Burger King on Central Avenue. And we're open at noon every day for veterans and auxiliary members who are members of VFW, American Legion, and other veteran service organizations, and if they have proper identification, they're allowed to come in the canteen, we call it.
Right.
We also have the public side of the building, which is open to the public by invitation. And what I mean by that is that we have events there on a regular basis that involve the community coming in to the VFW. I have an exciting example to talk about, which is coming up today, this afternoon. Today's Tuesday.
Yeah, as we're recording this.
Yes. And Krysten Sinema's, Senator Krysten Sinema's office contacted the VFW. And I'm sure they're reaching out to VFWs all over the state. And she asked us if she could meet at our post. And so this is an example of where the community is invited. Now, I just heard about this yesterday, so for today's event on April 2nd, it won't work, but she's also talking about coming back on April 10th, which is next Tuesday, I think.
Okay.
And so that's the type of event that's happening, and that's an opportunity for veterans, family, members of the community at large to come in and meet with our elected officials when they are in the area. And we always make our post available for that purpose. And again, we're excited to have Krysten Sinema's, Senator Sinema, representative here to meet with us. I don't know what we'll talk about with her today, but she's also a veteran. She's a combat veteran.
Yep.
Her name is Kimberly Speed, and she served in Iraq.
Oh, good.
And I believe Afghanistan, too. So she's a boots-on-the-ground veteran and will be quite knowledgeable about our programs. That's an example.
Yeah, so one of the issues you deal with is you sort of are a liaison between other groups and everything, and because you have the building there, I've noticed that you've allowed the American Legion to do things there, other organizations do there, but one of the things that you benefit the relationship with veterans, I'll put it that way, is the VA, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so talk to me a little bit about what's going on
That's
with the VA.
exciting, too.
Okay.
Last week, we were contacted by the VA Telemedicine Coordinator, and he wanted to meet with us, so we met with him last week. One of our post members is Tom Judd, and he's the state Senior Vice Commander of the VFW in Arizona. He's the number 2 person in VFW in Arizona, and he was there with me during this meeting. And we were requested to consider putting a facility in our building that would be private and would allow veterans who are under VA health care to come in and meet with their doctors who are distant, let's say.
Right.
Yeah, so that's another exciting thing that we're doing. We work closely with the Veteran Service Officer at the VA clinic in Show Low here. His name is Tim Jackson. He's with the State Department of Veterans Affairs, Arizona Department of Veterans Affairs. And so we work very closely with him in terms of referring veterans who are seeking assistance of any kind. We make sure that they know about Tim Jackson and that they can go and see him. So we're very closely tied to the VA.
It's good. Well, hopefully we can get a lot of support to be able to get that, because telemedicine really benefits a lot of people and time.
Yeah.
It makes doctors more efficient, and it also helps the patients because they get more time in front of them talking about
Right.
those things. And plus they've got certain ones that allow them to actually monitor certain aspects, whether it be blood pressure
Yes.
or heart rate and those kind of things.
Yes,
So
we're hoping that they will continue to include us in their list of candidate sites.
very good.
Yeah.
Okay, now one of the things that you do at the VFW, which is part of life, is end of life situations,
Yeah.
and it's respected memorials. You don't do them unless the family reaches out to you? Is that correct?
Yes, we do. We have an honor guard here in the White Mountains. That's what we call it, the White Mountain Honor Guard. It includes members of VFW and American Legion. And we have quite an active honor guard that participates by invitation in funeral services for veterans. And it's a very important service that we are very proud to provide because it gives us an opportunity to make sure that veterans are given proper honors at this time of their life, and to also stand beside the family and to support them.
Yeah. So it's important. The family is such an integral part of almost any veteran experience, and it's really interesting to know that most of the veterans I know all have some immediate family, and almost the extended family, of course, is always there. So veterans don't stop giving once they retire. In fact, most of the vets that I know for the things they've done after they're out of the military, not what they did in the military.
Yes.
So
it's interesting that I've been a member of VFW, a life member of VFW, since I was actually in Vietnam. My father was commander of a VFW post in Minnesota, in our hometown of St. Cloud. And when I came back from overseas, my wife was there waiting for me. We had a life to live now.
Right.
Got out of the service. We got busy with family, with children, with school, with work, and we weren't really available to participate in the VFW there in my hometown. But now things have worked out so that we're more or less retired, and we have time for this, and we're putting everything we can into this activity.
Very good. So let's talk a little bit about beyond just military and sort of that community involvement. You do some things with youth, and those are kind of tied to the heritage of veterans and the freedoms of our country, right?
Yeah. Oh yes, many veterans were in scouting organizations and other youth organizations, and so we got a real good background on how to work in a team, how to work in a troop. And when we went into the military, we were pretty well prepared already. And so those of us that are in VFW now, I'm speaking for myself and many of my brothers and sisters, want to put that time back into the youth organizations like Scouting, Boy Scouts. It's called Scouts of America now, I think. It's changed because they allow girls to be in the Scouts, and that's exciting too. I mean, that change took place over a period of time, and it finally was solidified, and now that it is solid, then we're excited to have the girls as part of the scouting organizations too.
Awesome.
And we have a troop that meets at our post building, at our post home, frequently, and they're very excellent scouts. They have really energetic and capable scout leader. He happens to be our quartermaster at the post, Chris Kosakevich.
Awesome.
And Chris's dad, who is our senior vice commander of the VFW, Greg Kosakevich. And really the entire Kosakevich family is very much involved in scouting. And they do so much for scouts, and the VFW provides, let's say that there's a member who wants to contribute a couple $100, and there's one member that does it every year. Just brings the check up to the quartermaster, and there we go. That allows scouts to go to summer camp and a lot of other cool activities that help them to succeed.
Very cool. And not to leave out the kids that aren't in Scouts, but you also do some things with just the regular school kids.
Absolutely.
That they can do something to talk about. And give me the exact program, because I got a little confused, because I did, like I said, whenever I was a kid in high school, way back in the 80s, I did it with VFW and then also American Legion. But you have a specific essay program, don't you?
There are two of them, actually, and one of them is centered on the high school age, and that one's called Patriot's Pen. And Patriot's Pen is actually a verbal and video presentation that the student will give and record based on the paper that they write about patriotism. Every year the VFW provides grant funds, and we had a very big winner here in Arizona this year. Not at our post in Show Low, but it's still a member of our VFW family. This writer, I believe, won the national award, and if I'm not mistaken, that award is $30,000.
Wow, very good.
And if I'm mistaken about which award it was,
somebody will get a hold of you. Don't worry.
Yeah, they will. But yes, there's that monetary incentive, and really the motivation for VFW is to encourage the thoughts about patriotism in school. And being commander of the VFW here and a member for many years, I've seen how patriotic the school educational system is. And I personally don't have any worries about our school system teaching our students and our families about American patriotism and Americanism.
That's very encouraging.
The second one is called Voice of Democracy.
Yeah, that's the one I did.
That's the high school one.
Okay,
Voice of Democracy is the recorded one for high school, and then Patriots Pen is for junior high school.
Okay.
And that's a writing essay. It doesn't have to be recorded, but we've gotten great response from the school systems here in Show Low School District and even in other districts in our area, in our vicinity, including Snowflake Taylor schools and so forth. And it's really important, we believe, to share the ethics of being an American to the youth as much as we can.
Very good. Hey, thank you very much for your time today. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Rob.
Once again, it's John and Kate Dahl. Kate is vice president. Did I get that correct?
Yes.
Of the
yes.
auxiliary.
The auxiliary.
And then John is the commander of Post 9907. So thank you very much for your time.
Thanks a bunch,
today,
Rob.
sir. Appreciate that.
Great.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you
for watching.
Okay, still hanging out here in the studio, and up last but not least, certainly, we're going to be talking about the White Mountain Autism Foundation. I've got with me Ezra Borrego. How are you, sir?
I'm good. This morning.
Borrego, that's like Italian, isn't it?
Borregano.
Oregano, okay.
Sometimes I use say Borregano when I go to like Olive Garden so I can get in faster, but it doesn't work.
I think it just spun that way because I'm looking at spaghetti over here. So what we got going on?
Well, we got the Autism Foundation 5th annual spaghetti dinner that's coming up this weekend on the 6th. I know it's kind of late to get in here, but sometimes when things are fresh in people's minds, it'll stick with them a little bit better. Stick with them like pasta does.
Yeah.
But it's our 5th annual. I don't know if people can see this.
Sure. Let's. Yep. There you go. Up a little bit higher. There you go.
So
good.
It's we are having it at the Hampton Inn. It's the 6th, and it starts right where we have it at.
You guys
right
started at 4:30. 4:30. Okay.
To 6:30.
Cool.
And so we're having spaghetti. We're having salads, drinks, and bread, and then we're having a closed auction. So what do you call it? Silent auction.
Silent auction. Yeah.
So people put their bid down, and there's gifts, all kinds of goodies and stuff that's going to be there besides the food.
Okay. Cool. So and it's all silent auction. There's no live action part. It's just the silent auction. So everybody gets to hawk the table right up to the end.
That's right. That's right.
Keep bumping that price up little by little. It's sort of like eBay, only worse. It's in person.
Yeah, you got bodies, getting up there and try to get the last.
Very cool. It's always kind of funny because you'll get two people that'll be on something and they're standing there at the last minute with pencils in hand or pens in hand.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
So the first annual that we did it up at the casino.
Okay.
In one of their big conference rooms. Coach Morrow was there.
Oh, wow.
And he was our keynote speaker, which was really special. He's passed away, great icon in the community and also in the Valley and a lot of people's lives. And he signed. I made some posters of all the things that football did up here in the White Mountains since 1959.
Right.
So I'm going to have one of those auctioned off with his signature on there.
Oh, wow.
And with some of the 1959 first Lakeside high school football team. And any other players that I can get to sign that before Saturday can sign it, and that'll be auctioned off as one of the items. Also.
That should be a very unique piece of memorabilia for people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
That coach was, and he had almost like an code of ethics that he sort of drove for team members and things like that. I was just recently talking about certain situations and that his name came up. And so that kind of thing needs to be reminded to everyone from time to time as to what teams are about. What their purpose are,
right?
And that while winning is great, the major goal is to unify and start to work together.
Right.
Because when people truly work together, then they do get victories, not just in games, but beyond that and in life.
In life, yeah. It's better to believe in yourself and to be able to do a good job with whatever you're doing. Know that you did all you could, even if you won or lost. That's what mattered the most to him.
Right. Cool.
So
awesome. Anything else? So there's a limit of 250 people here. Hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully
it's-
hit that. That'd be awesome.
that would be neat. It's last year it was $5 per person. It's $10 this year because it's a fundraiser.
Right.
And you know, it's spaghetti's. It's not that costly, but
No.
it's the purpose behind it. It's good. It's good. And it's Red Devil Pizzas. This is the 4th year they've done it for us.
Yeah.
And we sure appreciate their efforts and their charity to do that for a great cause on the White Mountains.
Very good.
And I'm going to come back and visit with you on some of the other items that we do in the summertime to help raise money. Disc golf and pickleball, which is a big thing that's really rising up here in the White Mountains. So I'll come back and talk a little bit more in detail on that.
Awesome.
that
Well, I
stuff.
appreciate you stopping by today.
Thank you for having me.
I
Sure
would shake your
appreciate
hand, but
it.
I
I'll
got
give
the
you a
whole
Boy
thing.
Scout handshake.
There we go. Exactly. That is the yeah. Shh, don't tell that one. But anyways, awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Rob, thanks for having me.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
Hey, that's going to be it for this week's Community Shout here on Birdman on the Mountain. I'm Birdman reminding you, if I don't see you around town, I'll catch you right here on the web.